Hello, Jessica. It's really nice to be here with you today.
Hi, Mike, and hello, everyone. Welcome to Podcast English class.
Before we start, let's slow down together for one moment. Imagine yourself 1 year from now, calmer, more confident, and speaking English with less fear.
I remember a listener who told us she started with just 10 quiet minutes each morning. No big plan, just listening while making tea. 6 months later, she said English felt familiar, not scary.
That's what today is about: small steps, real life, steady growth.
As you listen, ask yourself, what is one small English move you can make today?
Stay with us, breathe, and let's begin together. Okay, Jessica, since we just asked everyone to imagine themselves 1 year from now, I think we should bring it back to something very real, because when people hear 1 year, it can feel a little big.
I agree. Some listeners might think, that sounds nice, but my life is already busy. How can I think about the future when today feels heavy?
Exactly. So let's make this simple. That future version of you doesn't come from huge changes. It comes from very small moments that you repeat.
And that's important because many English learners believe improvement has to feel intense. Long study sessions, difficult grammar, or perfect pronunciation.
But real change usually doesn't feel dramatic at all. It feels quiet. Sometimes you don't even notice it while it's happening.
Yes, I like to think of it like this. You don't suddenly wake up fluent. You wake up one day and realize, oh, I understood that sentence.
Or someone speaks to you and instead of freezing, you answer. Maybe not perfectly, but you answer.
That moment often surprises people. They say, wait, when did this happen?
And the answer is it happened during all those small, ordinary days you showed up.
I remember my own learning experience like that. I didn't feel progress every day. Some days felt boring. Some days felt slow.
Same here. There were days when I thought, is this even working?
But then one day, I noticed I wasn't translating everything in my head anymore. And that felt huge.
That's why we want to change how people think about growth. It's not about pressure, it's about direction.
Direction means you're moving somewhere, even if the steps are small.
Right. If you walk in the same direction every day, you will eventually arrive somewhere new.
And English works the same way. 10 quiet minutes today may not feel powerful.
But 10 minutes every day for a year creates confidence.
Confidence doesn't mean you know everything. It means you trust yourself to try.
And trusting yourself is often the biggest change of all.
So if you're listening right now and thinking, I'm not good at English, we want to gently challenge that thought.
You're not bad at English. You're just in the middle of learning.
And the middle is allowed to be messy.
That's why today's episode isn't about doing more.
It's about doing less, but doing it consistently.
One small step today.
One calm moment with English.
And when you repeat that day after day, something shifts.
1 year later, you look back and think, wow, I didn't stay the same.
And that's exactly where real growth begins. So Jessica, after talking about small steps and quiet growth, I think we should talk about something that really affects whether people stay consistent or not.
You mean the learning environment, right?
Yes, because even the best habit doesn't last if learning feels stressful or unsafe.
That's so true. Many English learners don't stop because they're lazy. They stop because learning makes them feel nervous, tired, or judged.
Especially when lessons feel too fast or too difficult, people start thinking, everyone understands this except me.
And once that thought appears, it's very hard to relax. Your body tightens, your mind closes, and learning becomes a fight.
That's why we always say this podcast is a calm place. It's okay if you don't understand every word.
Yes, you don't need to catch everything. You only need to catch a little more than yesterday.
I love that idea. Progress doesn't have to be loud.
Exactly. Sometimes progress is just feeling less scared when you hear English, or recognizing a phrase and thinking, oh, I've heard that before.
Those moments matter. They're signs that your brain is getting comfortable.
Comfort is important because when you feel safe, you stay. And when you stay, you improve.
That's also why we keep our English at a clear B1 level most of the time.
But we gently add some stronger words too, not to impress anyone, just to stretch you a little.
Stretch, but not break.
Exactly. Like when you exercise lightly, you feel it, but you're not injured.
And when we introduce a new word, we slow down, explain it, and use it again.
So you don't feel lost. You feel curious.
Curiosity is a much better feeling than fear.
I remember when I was learning a new language, I stayed longer in classes where I felt relaxed, even if I learned less each day.
Because in the long run, those were the classes you didn't quit.
Yes, and consistency always beats intensity.
So if you're listening and thinking, I should study harder, we want to offer a different idea.
Maybe you don't need harder. Maybe you need calmer.
A place where you can listen without pressure.
Where mistakes feel normal.
Where understanding grows slowly but steadily.
And if this podcast feels like that for you, that's a good sign.
It means you're building the kind of environment that helps real change happen.
A place you'll return to again tomorrow.
So now that we've talked about creating a calm place to learn, I think the next question is this: how do we actually start a day in a way that supports growth?
Yes, because even with a good environment, days can feel messy. People wake up already tired or worried.
Exactly. Many listeners open their eyes and immediately feel behind.
Their mind starts listing problems before their feet even touch the floor.
And when the day begins like that, it's very hard to think about learning English or anything else.
That's why we like the idea of starting the day with one clear intention.
Not a long to-do list, just one thing you want to move forward today.
One focus gives the day direction.
Direction is different from control. You're not controlling everything, you're just choosing where to point yourself.
And that choice can be very small: health, mindset, work, or English.
When you choose one intention, the day feels less noisy.
It's like turning down the volume in your head.
I used to start my mornings thinking about everything I had to fix. It felt heavy.
Same here. I would wake up already stressed even before breakfast.
But when I started asking one simple question, what is one thing I want to move forward today? Something changed.
The day didn't become perfect, but it felt clearer.
And clarity brings calm.
For English learners, this is very helpful. Instead of saying, "I need to improve my English," you say, "Today, my English intention is to listen for 10 minutes."
Or today I want to write 3 short sentences.
When the goal is clear, your brain relaxes.
Because it knows what success looks like today.
Yes, success doesn't mean fluency today. It means you touched your intention.
And touching your goal even briefly builds trust with yourself.
You start to believe, "I do what I say I'll do."
That belief is powerful.
It turns learning into something friendly, not demanding.
So tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, try this.
Take one breath and choose one clear intention.
Say it quietly, even in simple English.
Today, my English goal is to listen.
Or, today, my English goal is 1 sentence.
That small moment can shape the whole day.
Not because the day is easy.
But because you know where you're going?
So now that we've talked about choosing one clear intention in the morning, there's another question we need to answer.
Yes, when do you actually touch that intention?
Because if you wait until the day is busy, it often doesn't happen at all.
Exactly. Many people say, "I'll practice later," but later never really comes.
After work, you're tired, you're hungry, and suddenly your phone is in your hand.
And the day quietly eats your plan.
That's why a power day gives your goal a few minutes before the world wakes up inside your phone.
Not a long session, just 5 to 15 minutes that belong only to you.
Let me share something personal here. Last year, I had a period when every morning felt rushed. I woke up, grabbed my phone, checked messages, and suddenly it was already late. One day, I decided to sit on the edge of my bed for 5 minutes and listen to a short English podcast before doing anything else. That small pause didn't change my whole day, but it made me feel calmer and more in control.
I love that story because nothing dramatic happened, but something important shifted.
Yes, I didn't become productive overnight. I just started my day differently.
And that's what we mean by setting yourself up for success.
You prepare the situation so the right action becomes easier than the wrong one.
You're not waiting for motivation. You're designing a gentle start.
For English learners, this can be very simple.
You can listen to calm English while making coffee.
Or read one short paragraph before checking messages.
Or stand in front of the mirror and repeat 3 easy sentences.
These moments are soft, not stressful.
But they send a strong message to your brain. My goals matter.
And once you touch your goal early, the rest of the day feels different.
Even if everything gets messy later, you already showed up for yourself once.
That builds trust.
You start believing, "I can keep small promises to myself."
And that belief makes it easier to come back tomorrow.
So if you're listening right now, don't ask, "How can I do more?"
Ask, how can I begin more kindly?
Give your English a small breakfast.
Before you feed your notifications.
That's how Power Days quietly begin.
So now that we've talked about starting the day kindly, there's something else that really affects how our energy feels.
Yes, what slowly drains it.
Exactly, not big problems, small habits that leak energy without us noticing.
We call them energy leaks. Things like endless scrolling, too much bad news, or getting pulled into drama that doesn't really matter.
They don't crash your day all at once. They just quietly make you tired.
And at the end of the day, you feel exhausted, but you don't know why.
I've had days like that. I kept checking my phone, switching apps, reading headlines.
And by evening, your brain feels full, but your heart feels empty.
Yes, and the worst part is you think, I had no time today. Even though time was there, it just leaked away.
A power day doesn't mean you remove all energy leaks. That's not realistic.
It just means you notice them.
You pause and ask one gentle question. Is this feeding my goal or draining it?
And sometimes the answer is honest. This is draining me.
When you notice that, you already regain a little power.
You don't have to judge yourself.
No guilt, no shame, just awareness.
And awareness creates choice.
For English learners, this is a great place to make small changes.
For example, if you like scrolling, you don't have to stop.
You can simply add English into that space.
Follow 1 or 2 English creators.
Watch one short English video instead of 5 random ones.
Turn one scroll moment into one English moment.
And if you fall into the scroll hole, because we all do,
That's okay.
a power day is not about never falling.
It's about getting back on track.
That means you gently return to your plan without attacking yourself.
Like a train that goes a little off the rails and then slowly comes back.
You don't cancel the whole day because of one moment.
You simply say, okay, I'm back.
Saving even 10 minutes from energy leaks can change how your day feels.
Suddenly, you have space to breathe,
Space to focus.
space to learn.
So today, you don't need to protect your energy perfectly.
Just protect it a little.
One small choice, one small return.
And that's enough to keep your power day moving forward? So we've talked about attention and energy leaks, but there's another part of a power day we can't ignore.
Your body.
Yes, because when your body feels heavy or sleepy, even the best plans feel impossible.
That's something many learners don't connect to English. They think learning is only about the brain.
But the brain lives in the body. If the body has no energy, the brain struggles too.
Exactly. And the good news is, you don't need a big workout to change how you feel.
A power day doesn't ask for an hour at the gym.
Sometimes 5 or 10 minutes of movement is enough to shift your mood.
I like to think of energy like a phone battery.
Yes, some days you wake up at 5%.
If you sit all day, you stay at 5%.
But if you move a little, stretch, walk, breathe, you might reach 30 or 40%.
Not perfect, just better.
And better is enough to learn.
Movement wakes up your system. It tells your body, we're alive, we're here.
And that changes how you focus.
I used to think exercise was only about discipline or appearance.
Me too, but now I see it as support.
I'm not moving to look good.
I'm moving to feel clear.
And when you feel clearer, English feels lighter.
That's why combining movement with English works so well.
You can walk around your room while repeating one simple sentence.
Or take a short walk with headphones and listen to calm English.
You can even stretch and say, I'm getting better at English every day.
It might sound silly, but your body remembers it.
Language becomes physical, not just mental.
And when learning is physical, it sticks longer.
Another important thing, movement doesn't have to be perfect.
Some days it's just standing up and shaking your arms.
Some days it's a slow walk after lunch.
What matters is that you don't stay frozen all day.
Frozen bodies create frozen thinking.
Moving bodies create flexible thinking.
So if today feels low energy, don't push harder.
Try moving first.
Give your body a small signal of care.
Because when your body feels supported,
Your learning feels possible.
and that's another quiet way a power day keeps going. There's a quiet habit that can completely change how a power day feels. And most people don't even notice when it happens.
You mean the way we talk to ourselves?
Yes, especially when something goes wrong.
That moment after a mistake is powerful. Not because of the mistake itself, but because of what you say next.
Many learners are very kind to other people, but extremely hard on themselves.
One small error and the inner voice appears, I'm bad at this, I always fail.
And that voice doesn't motivate. It shuts things down.
Exactly, it drains energy faster than any distraction.
A power day needs a coach voice, not a bully voice.
A coach doesn't pretend everything is perfect.
But a coach also doesn't attack you for trying.
Instead of saying, I'm terrible at English, a coach voice says, I'm still learning.
That small shift changes how safe you feel inside your own head.
And safety matters. When you feel safe, you're more willing to speak.
More willing to try again after a mistake.
I remember times when one awkward sentence stayed in my mind all day.
Me too. You replay it again and again, and suddenly one moment feels like your whole identity.
But that's not fair. One moment is just one moment.
A power day teaches you to respond differently.
To pause and say something kind to yourself.
Simple sentences help a lot here.
Like, I'm allowed to be a work in progress.
Or mistakes mean I'm practicing.
These sentences don't lie to you.
They support you.
And support keeps you moving.
For English learners, this is especially important.
Because speaking a new language already makes you vulnerable.
So adding self-attack on top of that makes learning much harder than it needs to be.
When you choose a kinder inner voice, you feel more empowered.
Empowered means you feel able to act, even if you're not perfect.
You think, okay, that wasn't great, but I can try again.
And trying again is where growth lives.
So today, listen carefully to how you speak to yourself.
Not to judge it, just to notice it.
And when you hear the bully voice,
Gently replace it with a coach voice.
that choice protects your energy.
And it helps your power day keep going even after a hard moment.
There's one more ingredient that every power day needs, and it's usually the one people avoid the most.
Courage.
Yes, but not big, dramatic courage.
Just one small brave action.
Many people think bravery has to look impressive.
But most real courage is quiet.
It's the moment when your heart beats a little faster and you still do the thing.
A power day always has one moment like that.
It could be sending a message you've been thinking about all day,
Saying no to something that drains you.
or using English when it would be easier to stay silent.
Let me share a short story here. A few years ago, I wanted feedback from someone I really respected, but I was afraid to ask. I wrote an email, deleted it, rewrote it, and stared at the screen for a long time. Finally, I told myself, this is my one brave action today, and I pressed send. The reply I received didn't just help me. It changed how confident I felt asking for help after that.
That's such a good example because the action itself was small.
Yes, the email wasn't perfect, but the courage mattered more than the words.
And that's an important lesson.
Brave actions don't have to succeed to be powerful.
They just have to be done.
When you act bravely, you show up for yourself.
Showing up for yourself means you don't disappear when things feel uncomfortable.
You stay present even if you feel nervous.
For English learners, brave actions are everywhere.
Saying one sentence in a meeting,
Writing one short comment in English online.
or recording a 10-second voice note and listening to yourself.
These moments are small, but they change how you see yourself.
You stop thinking, I can't.
And you start thinking, I tried.
That shift is huge.
Because confidence doesn't come before action.
It comes after.
So don't wait to feel ready,
Choose one brave moment and step into it.
even if your voice shakes,
Even if it feels awkward.
especially then.
A power day isn't about being fearless.
It's about being brave for 5 seconds.
And those 5 seconds,
Can quietly change the direction of your learning.
there's a moment at the end of the day that many people rush past, but it can quietly change everything.
You mean the moment right before sleep?
Yes, when the noise finally slows down.
For a lot of people, that moment turns into scrolling and then guilt.
Exactly. You lie in bed thinking, I wasted today, and that feeling follows you into sleep.
A power day ends differently.
It ends with a small, kind check-in.
Not a long review, not a judgment.
Just a pause to notice what actually happened.
I want to share a simple story here. A while ago, I started writing 3 short lines before bed. Nothing fancy. Just one thing I did well, one thing that drained me, and one thing I wanted to repeat tomorrow. Some nights the answers were very small, like I listened for 5 minutes or I scrolled too much. But after a week, I stopped feeling like every day was a failure. I felt like I was learning from my days instead of fighting them.
That's such a gentle shift, from judging the day to learning from it.
Yes, the day becomes a teacher, not a judge.
And that changes how you rest.
When your mind feels a little clearer, sleep feels lighter.
For English learners, this evening moment is very powerful.
Because you can reflect in English, simply and honestly.
You don't need perfect grammar.
Short sentences are enough.
Today I did well when,
Today I wasted energy when
tomorrow I will.
writing like this helps you see progress you might miss during the day.
Even on hard days, there is usually something small that worked.
And noticing that builds motivation naturally.
Not the loud kind of motivation.
The quiet kind that helps you come back tomorrow.
Another important thing, this reflection is private.
You're not performing for anyone.
You're just being honest with yourself.
That honesty builds trust.
Trust that you're trying.
Trust that one day doesn't define you.
So tonight, before you sleep, try a gentle check-in.
3 lines, 1 minute.
No pressure to fix everything.
Just notice.
When you end the day with kindness,
You give tomorrow a better place to begin.
and that's how a power day quietly closes.
When you step back and look at everything we've talked about today, something interesting appears.
Yes, none of it is big or dramatic.
And yet, when you put these small pieces together, they quietly create a powerful year.
Many people start January with strong energy and big promises.
And by February, they feel tired or disappointed.
Not because they failed.
But because the plan asked for too much, too fast.
That's why we like a softer idea.
New day, small moves, same direction.
You don't need to change your whole life in 1 week.
You just need to return to your habits again and again.
That's what being relentless really means.
Not aggressive, not extreme.
Just steady.
Even on days when you feel lazy.
Even on days when you miss your plan.
Especially then.
I remember a time when I felt like my progress was invisible. Weeks passed and nothing seemed different. But months later, I noticed I was answering questions without panic and understanding conversations without translating every word. It didn't feel exciting in the moment, but looking back, the change was real and strong.
That's such a good example of the long run.
Yes, change often hides while it's happening.
But it shows itself when you look back.
And that's why daily habits matter more than motivation.
Motivation comes and goes.
Habits stay if they're small enough.
10 to 15 minutes of English doesn't sound impressive.
But over a year, it reshapes how you see yourself.
You stop thinking, I'm bad at English.
And start thinking, I'm someone who practices.
That identity shift is everything.
Because once you see yourself that way, you keep going naturally.
Not perfectly.
Just consistently.
So as we close today's episode, we don't want to give you a long checklist.
We want to give you one simple reminder.
Show up for yourself in one small way.
If you fall, get back on track.
If you feel tired, slow down, but don't stop.
And keep a little English in your day.
In the long run, that's enough.
One power day, then another, then another.
And 1 year from now, you'll look back and think,
Wow, I didn't stay the same.
thank you for spending this time with us today.
And if this episode helped you, even a little, stay connected with us.
We're building this journey together, one calm, steady day at a time.